Hey guys, this is Mark, and this is a real quick drawing of kind of what we're talking about when we say follow up. We're asking you to follow up people from the banana split. So here's what that would look like. When we use the word follow up, there are really three different things we use that for. One is evangelism follow up. So they marked on a box, I prayed to receive Christ. And so we're like, okay, we want to help them know Jesus and move them down the road. The other one is maybe first time follow up. So I don't know really what to call this one, but basically they said I want to get more involved, and they came or they just showed up at the Cru. We're starting to get to know them, and we say we want to help them get to know Cru better. And then this one is a 4-week. Now this is a very different one. This is actually we funnel them this way, but these are not all the same things. We call all of these follow ups, and so it can get a little confusing, but let me give you what we're looking for here. Evangelism follow-up, you give them a call. Actually, you probably text them. That's a phone. That's what a phone used to look like. I'm old. And it had a cord. What is that? Go, wah, wah. Okay, anyway. You give them a call within 24 to 48 hours. You do that because after about 2 days, they just kind of lose interest in this. They've forgotten about what they did and what happened. So for us, the best happen, we jump on it right away. It's why we're wanting to get you these cards right away. The same thing is true of this as well, 24 to 48. We want to just kind of jump on it as quickly as possible. And the same thing happens here. You go, wah, wah, wah. You show up at the store or at the restaurant with them or Starbucks or wherever. You sit down with them, and you first of all say, we want you to go through the little booklet with them. Booklet. And probably on your phone and with the God's Tool app or whatever. But also we want to just relationship. This is a relationship. We want them to feel comfortable, loved. We want you to talk to them. We want you to connect with them. But we want to make sure we get to the gospel. What you're doing here is you are getting to the gospel. You're saying, I want to recap what we set up here. This happened, but let's go through the gospel with them again. So we want you to kind of get to, let me tell you what it is that we believe in Cru. And you go through the gospel and see if they want to pray to receive Christ. Many of them say they prayed to receive Christ, but they actually didn't. Nothing really happened in their heart. They were just excited to be a part of Cru, or they like ice cream, and they didn't realize what they checked. But because they checked, they want to do that or get involved. You're getting an opportunity to present the gospel with them. So you're just sitting down and having fun, relationship talking, getting to know them, and saying what you say is, can I share with you some of the things that we learn in Cru? Can I go over this booklet with you, or this stuff? And then you help them connect and for this purpose, I would just say list 2 or 3 things that are your favorite parts about Cru. Weekly meetings, small groups, conferences, and maybe leadership. Just think about Cru yourself. There's another way we do this, but this is a great thing. Just sit down and say, these are the things that I like to do in Cru. Where do you see yourself best fitting in? Weekly meetings is not a high commitment. It's just like you show up. Small groups, a little more get to know people. And if you're going to the weekly meetings, you'll probably do small groups too. Conferences is another level. And then leader is probably the highest level of commitment. So you can find out what kind of students are these, where do they want to fit in? And it kind of gives them some ways to think about where they fit into the thing. So the gospel with them, and then how they can fit into Cru. That's this. But you know what? This is exactly the same. You just treat it the same way. You go through and you say relationship. You hang out with them, you spend time with them. Then you go directly to the book, and then you go on to, this is how you can get plugged in to Cru. After this, down here, you want to then ask, hey, I had a great time with you. I would like to help you get more grounded in your faith or learn more about God. We have this 4-week series that we always try to go through with new people. Would you be up for going through that with me for the next 4 weeks? Maybe we could find a time, maybe the same time we're meeting right now. And you go through those. And you go to thrivestudies.com. And it's the Starting with God series. Or it says follow up. Go to the top of the page, follow up, clickety-click. There's 4 series. They're very simple, but they help you get them grounded in their faith. And so this is what you're hoping to have happen. So you can see how the different follow-ups, the starting point is different, but they all go through the same process here. And then we funnel them into this kind of follow-up, which is the Starting with God series. We want everyone to go through that. It gives them a good grounding in their faith. It helps them learn how we do small groups. It helps them get started. We're trying to funnel everyone into this, but this is kind of how it really happens. This is a funnel. And this is everybody on our contact list. When we get these comment cards in, we're going to have a ton of people that we're going to have to contact. You're going to get a couple of these comment cards. This will be your chunk right here. What's going to happen, though, is only this many are actually going to want to meet with you. And then just a few of those will want to maybe try to keep doing follow-up. And on down, maybe they'll want to do follow-up, but they won't. So there's maybe one or maybe two that actually do follow-up. Does that make sense? So even if you get a good chunk of cards to start out with, don't expect all of them to be this every week follow-up kind of thing. Instead, say, you know what, I'm just going to work through this and be faithful with the cards God's given me and just see what happens. And maybe if there's too much for you, you could do it in a group with kids. They could kind of get together and group up and meet weekly at a small group. But again, only 4 weeks. We're not asking for a long commitment here. We want to help you guys get them in, get them connected. And after this 4-week study, we want to kind of just thrust them into small groups and crew and help them grow through our weekly meetings and that kind of thing. Or if you're really digging it and you like it, you can keep meeting with them, but we're not asking that. So this is follow-up. This is an overview of what we're asking you to do. And I know that some of this for you guys is a lot, but this is the key thing, 24 to 48 hours. Why I'm telling you this now, because we need you to be able to jump on it right after we give you those cards. Even tomorrow night, give you the cards, clickety-click, you text them right away. Hey, I saw you at the meeting and you wanted to... I usually don't say, I saw you accepted Christ, because sometimes that scares them away. But what I do say is, hey, I saw at the meeting you wanted to get more involved in Cru, and I'm a student with Cru. I want to help get you connected. Would you be up for meeting this week? You try to get with them right away. You call them within 24 or 48 hours. Sometimes the actual appointment may be later, but you've touched base with them and you've connected with them and you've gotten back with them. And the night of is when they're the most excited about it. They just had ice cream. They're telling their friends. They're excited about it, having fun, glad they've gotten connected. That's when we want you to pounce on it. And so tomorrow night, when we give you these cards, I want to challenge you guys to find a table or go home right away and text these guys right away so we can get as much of that them connected as possible. Is that cool? I know this was long, but thank you. I'm looking forward for you guys to connecting and helping us grow and moving this ball down the road, helping more people know Jesus more deeply. Thanks, guys. Love you. See you tomorrow.